Ross. Today, we're breaking down the real story behind crypto, not just what it is, but why it was created in the first place, how it all started, and why millions of people turned to it. To understand crypto, we have to go back to the moment the world said, we need a new kind of money. So, why was crypto created? No, why was it needed? For decades, we trusted banks and governments to control our money. But over time, cracks began to show. Slow transfers, high fees, inflations, unfair rules. And worst of all, no real control over your money, your own money. Then came the breaking point, the 2008 financial crisis. Banks were handing out risky home loans to people who couldn't afford them. Those loans were bundled and sold worldwide as safe investments. But why? Because of greed, weak regulations, and a system full of bad incentives. Lenders didn't care if loans could be repaid, they just wanted to sell more. Rating agencies gave junk loans high scores. Banks passed the risk down the chains. It was a ticking time bomb, and when it exploded, everything collapsed. Banks failed. People lost homes, savings, and even their jobs. But instead of letting banks suffer the consequences, governments bailed them out with taxpayer money. So regular people they paid the price as usual, while the broken system that caused the mess, it got protected. That's when the people started asking, what if we could build a financial system that couldn't be corrupted? Well, while the world was still recovering from this crisis, something quietly happened. On October 31st, 2008, an anonymous figure named Satoshi Nakamoto released a white paper which was titled Bitcoin, a peer to peer electronic system, cash system. This wasn't just a new coin, it was a new idea. What if we had money that didn't need banks? What if no one could manipulate it? Just months later, on June 3rd, 2009, the first Bitcoin block, the Genesis block, was mined. Inside it, Satoshi left a message. The Times, 3 January 2009, Chancellor, on brink of second bailout for banks. That wasn't just data, it was a statement. Bitcoin was created in response for a broken system. It was made to be decentralized and limited in supply. That means only 21 million of Bitcoin will ever exist. The thing is, there's no banks, no middleman, just code. You don't trust an institution, you trust math. The first asset, Bitcoin. So, yes, Bitcoin was the first ever cryptocurrency and it is still the biggest today. It wasn't made by a company, no one owned or owns it. It was powered by people, the miners, who secured the network and earned coins in return. For the first time ever, the world had digital money that no one could inflate, freeze, or shut down. At first, Bitcoin was a niche idea used by tech nerds, coders, or cypherpunks. Then in 2010, something historic happened. A man named Laszlo Hanyecz paid 10,000 BTC Bitcoin for just two pizzas. It was the first real world Bitcoin transaction, and it proved one thing, that Bitcoin had real value. Slowly, the word spread. People who were frustrated with banks, people in unstable economies, people who cared about privacy, or all started to pay attention to Bitcoin. Bitcoin stopped being just a currency, it became a movement, a way to take power away from the governments and banks and give it back to the individuals, the people. So why did people start turning to crypto? Well, there's a lot of reasons, like to escape hyperinflation or cheap economies like Zimbabwe or Venezuela, to make and the second, to make fast and cheap global payments, to protect their privacy, to take control of their own money without needing a bank's permission. So there's a lot of reasons like this. And for the developers, it was the start of something bigger: apps, smart contracts, communities, and communities that no single authority could stop. Crypto wasn't about getting rich; it was about building freedom into money itself. Crypto didn't just appear one day; it was born from crisis, and it was built with a mission to fix what the traditional financial world broke. Bitcoin was just the first step. Whether you love crypto or don't trust it, you can't ignore why it started, because that reason is shaping the future of money. Thanks for watching. This isn't just tech, this is a revolution.